Okay, Prabhu, you are live.
Okay, Prabhu. Can we start now? So, Prabhu, can we start now? You're on mute.
Yes, Prabhu. Sorry about that. Let me just share my screen, and we'll go to Jai Radha Madhava.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. My Dandot Pranam to everybody. So first, today we will do a small bhajan, Jai Radha Madhava. And after that, we will do the Mangalacharan prayers. And then we will start the Katha for today, the appearance of Lord Ram.
Yes, Prabhu, you can start.
Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava, Jai Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Mahaprabhu, 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 Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Mahaprabhu, 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 Jaya Mahaprabhu, Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe, Jaya Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta De 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Gaudiya Vaishnava Vrind ki jai. Hare Krishna. So I welcome everybody to this Wednesday online class from ISKCON of Silicon Valley. I also offer my respectful obeisances to all my Siksha Gurus and my Diksha Guru and all the assembled devotees online and whoever is hearing this recording later. I offer my respectful obeisances. You are all Vaishnavas and seeking your permission and blessings for today's class. So today we will discuss about the appearance of Lord Rama. So recently we had the opening of Rama temple in Ayodhya Dham in India, and everybody, the whole world came together and celebrated that event. So we'll look into some of the aspects of how and what are the events that took place that Rama has to appear. Before that, we'll do a set of Mangalacharan prayers. These prayers are in page 1 of Bhagavad Gita. This is to invoke auspiciousness so that we all understand Krishna Katha and Rama Katha today. So Prabhu, if you can project the Mangalacharan prayers. After the Mangalacharan prayers, we'll also do the Chaitanya Charitamrita Mangalacharan prayers, and then we'll get started. Before that, I'm going to change my audio settings to the previous one. So Prabhu, am I audible clearly now? If you can kindly unmute and say.
So, Prabhu, little bit your voice had gone down. Maybe you were using Kartal at that time. I don't know. When you're singing at that time, if you are using Kartal or other instrument, I think the voice goes down. If you are using, I don't know whether you're using or not.
I was using Kartar, but now my voice is clear, right, Prabhu?
Now it is clear.
Okay. I changed the music mode to the speaking mode.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll do this prayer together. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। So Prabhu, now I'll share the Mangalacharan prayers of Chaitamrita. So this is if you are memorizing this as part of CHAD, so this is available in the memorization. Vande Guru Nisha Bhaktan Isham Ishavatarakam Tat Prakashamscha Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Samnakam Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanandau Sahoditau Gaudodaya Pushpavantau Chitrau Sandau Tamonadau Yadadvaitam Brahmopanishaditavyasyatanubha Ya Atmantaryami Purusha iti Soshyama Vibhavaha Shadaishwarya Purno Ya Iha Bhagavan Sa Swayamayam न चैतन्य कृष्ण जगति पारतत्त्वं परमिहान् अनर्पितचरीं चिरात् करुणयावतीर्णः कलौ समर्पयितुम् उन्नतोज्ज्वलरसां स्वभक्तिश्रियम् हरिपुरडसुन्दरद्युति कदम्बसन्दीपितः सदा हृदयकन्दरे स्फुरतु वत्सचीनन्दनः राधा कृष्ण प्रणय विकृतिर्ह्लादिनी शक्तिरस्मात् एकात्मानावपि भुवि पुरा देहभेदं गतौ तौ चैतन्याख्यं प्रकटमधुना तद्वयं चैक्यमाप्तं राधा भावद्युति सुवलितं नौमि कृष्णस्वरूपम् श्रीराधाया प्रणयमहिमा कीदृशो वानयैवा स्वाध्यो येनाद्भुतमधुरिमा कीदृशो वामदीया सौख्यं चास्यामदनुभवतः कीदृशं वेत्ति लोभात् तद्भावाद्यः समजनिसचि गर्भसिन्धौ हरिन्दुः सङ्कर्षणकारणतो यशायि गर्भोदशायि च पयोब्धिशायि शेषश्च यस्यांश्च कलाश पुंसानन्दाख्यरामा शरणं ममास्तु मायातीते व्यापि वैकुण्ठलोके पूर्णैश्वर्ये श्रीचतुर्व्यूहमध्ये रूपं यस्योद्भाति संकर्षणाख्यं तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये मायाभर्ता जाण्डसङ्घाश्रयाङ्घा सेते साक्षात्कारणाम्भोधिमध्ये यस्यैकांशा श्रीपुमानादिदेवस्तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये यस्यांस्यांस्या श्रीलगर्भो दशायि यन्नाभ्यब्जं लोकसङ्घातनालं लोकस्रष्टुश्रुतिकाधामदातुस्तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये यस्यांस्यांस्या परात्माखिलानां पोष्टा विष्णुर्भाति दुःखाब्दिशायी क्षौणीभर्ता यत्काल सोऽप्यनन्तस्तं श्रीनित्यानन्दरामं प्रपद्ये महाविष्णुर्जगत्कर्ता मायया यसृजत्यदः तस्यावतार एवायम् अद्वैताचार्य ईश्वरः अद्वैतं हरिणाद्वैतात् आचार्यं भक्तिसंशनात् भक्तावतारमीशं तम् अद्वैताचार्यमाश्रये पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम् जयतां सुरतौ पङ्गोर्मम मन्दामतेर्गति मत्सर्वा पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदनमोहनौ दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमदा श्रीमद्रत्नागरसिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्टालिभिः सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटातटस्थितः कर्षन्वेणो स्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथाश्रियेस्तु नः जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंदा हे तीन ठाकुरा गौड़िया के करिया चेना आत्मसात हे तीनेरा चरणो वंदन तीने मोरनाथ Thank you very much. So these are the Mangalacharan prayers. And I once again offer my respectful obeisances to all my Siksha Gurus, Diksha Guru, and the temple authorities for giving this opportunity to me to speak on the auspicious Krishna Katha and Rama Katha. So today we'll discuss about the appearance of Lord Ramchandra. So if you see, um, you know, people who are born in India know like what has happened. There was a temple before and it is demolished. And again, after 500 years, we were able to kind of build the temple and bring back Lord Ramachandra into the lives of people of Ayodhya Dham. And I was thinking how fortunate, how grateful to be alive, to be envisioning this occasion. It is so auspicious, and every aspect, whether it is Facebook, Twitter, any social media, including our workplace Slack channels, there was completely, the whole event, like for one full week, there was Naam of Lord Rama everywhere, and everybody was discussing that. Just looking at that, just seeing all those events, made heart very, very joyful. So that is the beauty. And I was thinking, how it will be like if the whole world becomes Krishna consciousness or Rama consciousness. And today we'll see who is Lord Ramachandra and what is Ayodhya Dham and how Lord Ramachandra appeared and what are the reasons behind, what are the events that took place to bring Lord Ramachandra to 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 this world. So Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaaya sadhuna vinashaya chadushkrusam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. In order to kill the demons, miscreants, and also in order to protect the devotees, I come in every yuga. I will come in every yuga. And this yuga where Lord Ramachandra appeared is Treta Yuga. So, and Ayodhya Dham is very, very important and auspicious, even for Krishna consciousness ISKCON, because Lord Nityananda Prabhu visited the place of Ayodhya. Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Ayodhya, and Madhavendra Puri also visited the place of Ayodhya. So it is very, very auspicious dham. So in the Vaikunta, like we are in this material realm, and in this material realm, we have upper planetary systems, lower planetary systems, and Earth is in the center. And there are innumerable material universes, and these are all in a realm of material realm. And if we cross that material realm, there are 7 coverings: earth, water, fire, air, ether. So that after the 7 coverings, after we pass that, there is Viraja river. And if we cross the Viraja river, and if we go beyond that, there is Brahmajyoti, which is the Jyoti, which is the light emanating from the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead. And if you go beyond that, there are Vaikuntha Lokas. And there is all these Vaikuntha Lokas, Lord Narayana resides there. And eternal personalities of the Lord also reside there. And the Lord has his own abodes of, say, Varahadev, Narsimhadev, Vamanadev. All these abodes are there. And usually the devotees who are there in that particular realm, they are all worshipping the Lord in the awe and reverence in Aishwarya Bhava. And they say, Lord, you are our Lord, and we are your servant. So that is the Aishwarya Bhava, which is exhibited, like awe and reverence exhibited in this particular Vaikuntha realm. So Kunta means where there is anxiety. Vaikuntha means the opposite of that, where there is no anxiety. Every day there is a festival, and everybody, there is no birth, death, old age, or disease there. And above the Vaikuntha realm, there is this Ayodhya Dham. And in this Ayodhya Dham, the devotees express their relationship with the Lord as a friend, as a parent, and as a lover. But all of these have Aishwarya Bhav towards Lord Ramachandra. So Ayodhya Dham, Lord Rama resides along with Sita Devi, Lakshman, and Hanuman. So here Aishwarya Bhava is more prominent. And Ram has his consort Sita. So Sita is the combination of all the Lakshmi Devis of the Vaikuntha. So that is Sita Devi. And so Prabhupada said, of all the incarnations of the Lord Narsimhadeva and Lord Ramachandra are of utmost importance for us, because they are very, very, they taught us the munificence because of the relationship with the devotees. If you see, Narsimhadev appeared to protect his devotee Prahlad. And because Prahlad said that the Lord is everywhere, and then Hiranyakashipu challenged him, if Lord is everywhere, is he in this pillar? And then Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, he is in this pillar. And just to make the words of his devotee come true, Satyam Vidhatum Nijavritya Basitam. So the Lord appeared from the pillar. So that is the relationship of Lord Narsimhadeva with the devotees, in order to protect the devotees, because the devotee uttered some word, the Lord wants to make that happen, make that true. So that is why Srila Prabhupada, and then Lord Ramachandra, he came, and he had so many friendly relationship with Sugriva, and he has very nice dealings. He came as a Lord of Maryada Purushottama, where every aspect of the character, right? If you once Valmiki Muni asked Narada Muni, can you tell me if anybody is existing who is all beautiful, all attractive, always speaks the truth, and who is always righteous, who is very strong, who is very beautiful, and who was the highest character, who never lied, and who is personification of um, honor and the Maryada Purushottama. So that is Lord Ramachandra. And because of this, um, because of this intimacy, Lord Ramchandra and Lord Narasimhadev, Prabhupada said that they are very, very significant incarnations. And if you see, the demons also appear, and for a reason. So these demons, they appear, and when the demons come, people go through a lot of trouble, and then demons, kill a lot of devotees and inflict a lot of suffering. And that becomes the impetus for all the people to take shelter of the Lord, the Supreme Lord, because otherwise people will settle here. This place is, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam and Ashashvatam. This is a place where everywhere it's dukkha, right? If you go to if you go to a Aushadhalay, you get Aushada, medicines. If you go to Vidyalay, university, you get education, Vidya. And if you go to a Dukkhalay, what will you get? You will get Dukkha, which is miseries. But here people are trying to make this a permanent place and trying to make this a place, trying to adjust every situation so that they can be happy. So in order to all these demons coming and inflicting the sufferings on the people, this is an impetus for all the people to kind of understand that this is not the place where we should be. And a lot of people are thinking and they have desires to enjoy in this world. And we have seen there are so many troubles in this world. Like we just came out of the pandemic. And we have seen how much of a suffering it was staying indoors, and you don't know when the virus is there, how it comes, how badly contagious it was. And then when you get it, you see in the television screens that people are dying in the hospitals, and you cannot go and cremate them properly, people who died, right? So it was so pathetic. So all these will tell us, and some people aspire to go to the heavenly planets. Now we will see today in today's session, today's class, we'll see in Bhagavad Gita it is said that Tetam Bhuktya Swargalokam Vishalam. So even Swargalokam people who has the piety, they go to Swarga, and Kshine Punye Matyalokam Vishanti. When that Punya, whatever the piety that people get, and they go to this heavenly abodes, Kshine Punye, once that Punya, whatever the piety is depleted, they have to come back to Matyaloka, which is this earthly planets. So this is a travel. Sometimes people out of piety, they go to the higher planetary systems. Sometimes sinful activities, they go to the lower planetary systems. Sometimes, out of Rajoguna, they stay in the same earthly planets, and they go up and down, and they have no end to this. So people who are aspiring, people who follow the karma kanda activities in the Vedas, and people who follow the righteous path to get into heavenly abodes, should hear what is happening in the heavenly abodes when the demons come, how atrocities were happening. From today's class, we can understand that. So, in short, even in the heavenly abode, there is a lot of insecurity. There is a lot of fear because of the demons. So, there is one demon named Sumali. So, he is from a Rakshasa dynasty, but he gods, devatas, they have similar powers. They have similar long lifespan, and then they have similar strength. But demigods are using that properly to please the Supreme Lord, and they also enjoy. They are Karma Mishra Bhaktas. So they do the offerings to the Supreme Lord, and at the same time, they also have a desire to enjoy the benefits. So those are all called demigods. But the Rakshasas, on the other hand, they have no idea, they have no desire to make it as an offering to the Supreme Lord. They don't live for the desire of the Supreme Lord. They just want to enjoy. And so that is the difference. But Sumali, this particular Rakshasa, he was a pious Rakshasa. So, and he was thinking and he's also a smart Rakshasa. Rakshasas are also smart. Like if you see Maya Danav and all, they're very, very smart. So he thought, and then he wants to increase his dynasty. And he also wants that he knows the powerful, virtuous sages. You know, if we have progeny from that kind of sages, then the Rakshasa dynasty can thrive, can can be more powerful. So he looked for a very, very his daughter. He has a daughter. His daughter's name is Vishrava. Sorry, his daughter's name is Kaikashi, and she's very, very beautiful. So the Somali's Rakshasa's daughter, Kaikashi, is very beautiful. She's a virtuous lady. And then he looked a nice and very qualified Brahmana sage named Vishrava, and he married his daughter to Vishrava. And Kaikashi, he approached Vishrava at a inappropriate time, and she asked for progeny. I want to have children. So this Brahmana sage Vishrava, he says that, my dear Kaikashi, you approached me at a wrong time to have children. And because of this inauspicious time, the children who are born will be bloodthirsty, and they'll be terrible demons. And then they will be ghastly, and then they'll create terror among the people. So listening to all this, Kaikashi is a little worried, She's a pious woman. And then she says, she pleads, she begs her husband, my dear sage, please, please, help me out of this. And then because of her position, then Vishrava says that you will also have one youngest son, and that person will be very, very pious, and he will bring fame to our dynasty. So the first son who is born to Kaikashi and Vishrava has 10 heads. And then as soon as he born, like he was furious, his eyes was like ferocious and like emitting fire, and he has 20 arms and his anger personified. And they named him as Dashagriva. And later, this person has created so many people, like wherever he goes, he actually made people cry in fear and run away from the situation. And because he made everybody cry wherever he went, his name was Ravana, which will be revealed later as we progress into the class today. So this Dashagriva, 10-headed monster, is born as the first child. And the second child that is born, as soon as he born, he grew up like a big monster, and he's devouring everything that came in sight. He will just trample upon people, a group of people. Wherever he sees people, he'll just put them in the mouth and then crunch them and then kind of eat them up, suck their blood. And it is like terror because he's a very humongous monster. He's a very, very heavy, big monster. Like, it's like almost touching the sky. So they named him Kumbhakarna. And the third child is a very ugly and deformed girl who grew big, and she is named Surpanaka. And they had some more children. And after having some more children, the last and the youngest child is born, and that person is very, very humble. He's very meek, he's very polite, and he's also compassionate with all the living entities. And he's always remembering and he's always worshipping Lord Vishnu. And they named him Vibhishana. And the whole family looks upon him as an imposter. Like, he doesn't belong into this family. This person is something totally different. So the Vishrava, he also had another wife, and through her, he had another son named Kuvera. So this Kuvera is very rich, very wealthy, and he's very, very pompous. So since he's very opulent, one day Mother Kaikashi, he told her children, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, all these people, that seeing Kubera, he is very, very opulent, he's wealthy, and you are also born of the same father. So you should do tapasya. You should do intense tapasya to get wealth and power like Kubera. So then all these brothers, they go to a place called Gokarna, and then they were doing the tapasya, very, very severe tapasya. So Kumbhakarna was standing on one leg, the huge monster. He's standing on one leg. He's not even eating. He's hardly breathing. He's not sleeping. So all through years and years and years, several years, several hundreds of years, he's standing on one leg, not eating anything. He's hardly even breathing. That is the tapasya that Kumbhakarna was doing. And Dasagriva, who is Ravana, he did 10,000 years of tapasya. He was not eating anything. He was not sleeping at all. And he was in complete celibacy. And he followed pure morality from the material point of view. And every 1,000th year, after the completion of every 1,000th year, Ravana used to chop off one of his head and put it as an offering. So like that, second 2,000th year, he offered his second head. Like that, 9,000 years, 9 heads are offered. And he reached 10,000th year. And just his austerities were so intense. And they were all praying to Lord Brahma. And out of obligation, like Ravana was about to cut off, after 1,000 years, he was about to cut off his final head, the 10th head, and put it as an offering into the sacrificial fire. So at that time, Brahma had to appear out of obligation. And he said that, you know, why are you doing this kind of an austerities? Stop cutting your head. What can I do for you? So then he says, Ravana says with a very stern voice that I want to become immortal. Brahma said that I can't do that. I myself is not immortal. I have a lifespan which is long, but I have to die. I can't give you something which I don't have. Ask for something else. Then he has a list in his mind, a big notes. Well, in those days, there is no pen and paper, but their memory is very sharp. So he has a notes and he tells that I should not be killed by any demigod. I should not be killed by any Gandharva, any Naga, any Rakshasa, any Kinnera, any Rishi. I should not be killed by any of these people. And then he says, but don't bother giving me a benediction that I cannot be killed by a human being. Because in his mind, human beings are so insignificant. Now imagine you have a big bodybuilder. This big bodybuilder, he's going and he's building his body, he's lifting a lot of weights. And if there are some ants in front of him, he doesn't look at ant as something which can punch him or can destroy him. Ant is very, very insignificant. Even forget bodybuilders, even for a normal person, human being, ant is very insignificant. They cannot cause any kind of harm to you. So it is so insignificant that you don't bother asking for protection from an ant. So that is what Ravana, Dashagriva thought. And he said that don't even bother giving me a benediction that I should not be killed by a human being. So then Brahma, he said, Tathastu, so be it. And then, so demons, as I told, they are also having the same power of demigods, but they are very, very impious. And Brahma also gave bonus benediction. You have cut off your 9 heads. This is so disgusting. I want to give them back to you. So he gave him his 10 heads back. So he has his 10 heads back, and he also gave an additional benediction that whoever cuts your head, these heads will reappear. They'll grow back immediately. And not only that, you can change your form anything that you like. And you will have insurmountable powers. So these are all the benedictions that is given to Ravana, Dashagriva. And next, Kumbhakarna, he was doing intense tapasya. And at this time, Brahma went to Kumbhakarna. Now, at this time, all the demigods came running and immediately they called for action. My dear Brahmaji, please come aside. Please, please, please. Don't give any benediction to this Rakshasa. This Kumbhakarna is so monstrous. Without any benediction, as soon as he's born, he grew so big and he's eating groups of people and he is crushing everybody under his feet. And if he falls somewhere, some villages are getting crushed. So if you give benedictions to this person, it is going to be extremely tough for all of us. So please, please be merciful and don't give any benediction to Kumbhakarna. So Lord Brahma took that into account and he called his consort Saraswati. So Saraswati is not his eternal consort, but in this life, where he's living for 311 trillion years, Saraswati is his consort, and he told Saraswati, Saraswati is the mother of learning, mother of vak, mother of speech. So he requested Saraswati to enter the tongue of this demon, and then when he is speaking, when he's asking for benediction, because she is the goddess of vak, speech, make it in such a way that he has something very stupid. So Kumbhakarna, he opens his eyes and then he saw Lord Brahma, and then Saraswati enters into his tongue. And now he's about to, Lord Brahma says, what do you want? You did so much tapasya. Then he was about to ask the benedictions. And at that time, with Saraswati's influence on the tongue, he just utters that, I want to sleep for the whole year and just wake up one day and eat. And then after that, Brahma says, Tadastu. And then Mother Saraswati, she leaves the tongue. And Kumbhakarna is thinking, what did I do? I have been doing so much tapasya for so many years, hundreds and thousands of years, with celibacy and with so much control and following the morality and all these from the material point of view. And what is this stupid benediction that I asked? And he was saying that and he fell asleep. Hari bol. So that's how Kumbhakarna got that particular benediction that he will sleep for the whole year. One day he'll wake up and he'll eat. So he'll eat the food which is sufficient for him for the whole year. And the remaining part of the whole year, he just lies down and sleep. And then later, Vibhishana was also doing the tapasya for thousands of years. And Lord Brahma goes in front of Vibhishana and he says, Vibhishana, what do you want? So Vibhishana comes out of his tapasya and he says, I want bhakti. O Brahmaji, please give me service to the lotus feet of the devotees of the Lord. Give me the service of the lotus feet of Lord, so that I may always remember the Lord. Then Brahma says, so be it. You will always be an emblem of dharma, and you will always remember the Supreme Lord. And that way, Vibhishana was always a devotee, although he's living in the company of all his brothers who are very cruel and Rakshasas who are against Lord Vishnu. Vibhishana, on the other hand, was a very nice and very pure devotee of the Lord. And then Ravana, after getting these boons, now he has become so fearless because he knew that he got boons from Brahma himself and he's become almost invincible, right? And he thought himself that he's so mighty. So one day he sent a message to his brother Kuvera. So Kuvera is he's managing all the wealth of all the demigods and the demons. And then that place where he is managing all this wealth is in Sri Lanka. So Ravana sent him a message. Kuvera, you better leave that place I'm going to come and kill you and take that place. And Kuvera knew the strength of Ravana. So Dasagriva. So he knew, and he also knew that he cannot win the fight against Ravana. So he just left that place. And Ravana conquered. He took that whole kingdom of Sri Lanka and he made his base there. Not only that, he also took the famous airplane that Kuvera has, which is called Pushpaka Viman. So Pushpaka Viman is the airplane which is enjoyed by Kuvera, and he took it from him. Ravana took it. And out of pride, out of arrogance, he went on a tour to show off in the Pushpaka Viman that, I not only defeated Kuvera, I also took his plane, and see, I'm traveling everywhere on that particular plane. So one day, this Ravana is traveling on the Himalayan region, is flying very high in the Himalayas. And he has a tendency, the demons have a tendency that whatever they see, they wanted to enjoy. And what to speak of a person who is so powerful, so powerful, with full of energy, almost invincible. No demigods can kill him. No demons can kill him. No Gandharvas, Yakshas, Kinnaras, Nagas, Rishis, nobody can kill him. And he doesn't care about insignificant human beings. So he is almost invincible now. And when he looked at anything which is beautiful, he wants to enjoy. And that is also the nature of the demons, a demoniac person, right? If somebody has something which is higher, somebody has something which I don't have, those kind of qualities, and I want them, why are they enjoying that? It is supposed to be me. Why can he or why can she enjoy that kind of a thing where I cannot get that? So with this mentality, he was trying to enjoy everything that comes in his sight. So when he's flying high in this Pushpaka Viman airplane, and down he looked upon a very, very, very beautiful lady with matted hair. And then she is very attractive and she's in very deep meditation. And then Ravana comes to her and he says that, my dear beautiful lady with such a beautiful limbs, what is your name? Why are you sitting here and doing this tapasya? What do you want? Come with me. I am Ravana. I'm the conqueror of the entire world, all the planetary systems. I'll make you the queen. Then, when he tells that, this lady says that my name is Vedavati and I'm the daughter of the famous Kushadhwaja. And my father suggested that I do meditation for Vishnu so that I can have Vishnu as my husband. As soon as Ravana heard the name Vishnu, he was so arrogant and so angry. He said that Vishnu, he is such an insignificant fool. I am Ravana. I have the power. I conquered the whole earth. I conquered the whole universe. And I can take you and make you my consort. And I can give you all the pleasures that you want. Whatever you want, I can give you. So you come with me. But Vedavati told, no, my heart belongs to Vishnu, and I'm very dedicated. I'm doing tapasya so that I can get Vishnu as my husband. So I am definitely not going to come with you. When she said that, then Ravana gave her a warning. Like, if you come by your own will, it's fine. But otherwise, I'll take you by force and I am going to make you my consort. Then when Vedavati refused, he caught her matted hair and tried to pull her. And Vedavati, immediately she invoked a mantra. She invoked a mantra where her hand became a sword. And then immediately she cut that hair that is caught held by Ravana, and she let herself loose. And when Ravana is grabbing, she was at actually a different distance, and Ravana has only the hair in his hand. And then she immediately invoked a fire element in her body increased the fire element, and she cursed Ravana. She said that I am going to return again, and I will be the cause of your death. And not only that, I'll be the cause of the destruction of your entire dynasty. And as soon as after she said those words, she immediately invoked the fire element in her body, increased it, and she burnt in that particular fire. So after that, Ravana was not paying attention to any of these because he's getting whatever he wanted. And then so again he's going. One day he goes and then he goes into Ayodhya. So this Ayodhya is being ruled by Ikshvaku dynasty. So after Ikshvaku, there are a series of kings. And he comes to the kingdom which is ruled by Anaranya. So that is the king's name. And then he challenged Anaranya in the Ayodhya. So Anaranya came with all his battalion, all his forces and everything. And Ravana destroyed everything. He ruthlessly killed the entire army. And King Anaranya, he also killed him so ruthlessly. So before Anaranya died, he cursed him. He said that, Ravana, one of my descendants in the same dynasty will kill you and will be the cause of destruction of your dynasty. So after doing these activities, after killing Anaranya, so wherever Ravana went, he did not go alone. He went with his group of all the Rakshasas, soldiers. And wherever he goes, he used to kill all the people ruthlessly. And not only that, he basically was killing the rishis and he's eating them. Because of all the tasty things, human flesh is tasty. And then for him, of all those humans, the most important delicacy for Ravana and his army is the rishis. Because rishis followed so many austerities, vows, and they used to eat Krishna Prasada. Whatever they eat, they used to offer to the Lord and then eat. And because they were doing that, even Rakshasas felt that the rishi's body is the most delicacy out of all the humans. So wherever they go, wherever they see these rishis doing the yagnas, they used to just go kill them, rip them apart, tear them apart, eat their flesh, eat their bones, and then drink their blood. And wherever they go, a pool of blood used to flow because of all these activities. So ghastly, so pathetic situation. So wherever they go, everybody was filled with terror, and everybody was filled with fear, and everybody, the sight of Ravana, they were crying tears. And because everybody was crying, this Dashagriva got the name Ravana, because everybody, whoever sees Ravana and his army, everybody was crying. So that's how he got the name Ravana. Later, one day, he was flying and he went to Amaravati. So Amaravati is the heavenly abode. And everybody who's aspiring to go to heavens, right? May you go to heaven, or I want to go to heaven. So all these things, right? So people do a lot of karma kanda activities to go to heaven. So Ravana entered heaven into Amaravati, which is the capital. And then there one day he was going in his Pushpaka Viman again, and he saw a very beautiful lady. And then he came down and he was very charmed with her beauty. And then he goes near and he says that, my dear lady, what is your name? You come with me. I wanted to marry you and I wanted to actually have sex with you. So she told that I am Rambha and I am wife of Nalakuvera. And actually, you know what? I am actually your brother's son's wife. So I am your niece. So you are Uncle Ravana to me. And you cannot think like that. It is very inappropriate for you to think like this. Then, but he did not consider whatever she told. He grabbed her by force and then he pushed her into a rock and then pulled her down and ruthlessly, very ghastlyly, he molested her. And after he's done, so she, crying and with full of shame, she ran to her husband, Nalakuvera, and she told, crying in front of her husband, what has happened and what Ravana did. So Nalakuvera is also, a demigod, but he heard that and he was also very angry, and at the same time he was crying because he knew he cannot defeat Ravana. He knew the strength of Ravana. And he also knew that he cannot do anything to him, any harm to him, or he cannot put any condition on him. So he cursed him, but I can curse. So he cursed him that if ever again, if you try to take a moment of enjoying sexually by force with any other woman, you will immediately die. So he pronounced that curse and with immediate effect. So Ravana heard that, and Ravana was thinking, he's not worried. He did not pay attention. He did not care for any of these curses. He was thinking that, which is that woman who will not be subdued by me? So that is his thinking. So in the Bhagavad Gita, we see, right? Dambo darpo abhimanascha. So we see demoniac people have these kind of tendencies. So he did not, but he thought, just in case these demigods and rishis, they can curse and it happens. So just in case, I should not do that. So in his mind, he felt that he should not do that by force. And then one day again, he's traveling on Mount Kailash. When he's going on Mount Kailash, he looked down and he saw Nandi. So Nandi is the vehicle of Lord Shiva, very powerful Lord Shiva. And this Nandi is in a different form. He took the form of a monkey. And Ravana harassed this monkey so much. And Nandi really got agitated and immediately said that, what are you doing, Ravana? Do you know who I am? I am Nandi, the carrier of Lord Shiva. And because you harassed me, there will be a dynasty of monkeys which will harass you like anything. So that is a curse given by Nandi. Then he didn't pay attention to that curse either. So Ravana, looking at Mount Kailash, he tried to lift it and he actually wants to take it to his kingdom. So when he put his hands and he's trying to lift this, so the whole Mount Kailash is shaking. And Mother Parvati is sitting along with Lord Shiva, and Parvati is feeling the imbalance. And she's saying, my dear Lord, what is happening? This is all, there is an instability here. It's shaking all over. Do something. Then Lord Shiva understood this is done by Ravana, and with his feet, the toes, he just pushed the Mount Kailash down. And Lord Shiva, when he did that, by the time all the 20 hands, 200 fingers of Ravana was under the Mount Kailash. And with that pressure of his pushing down with his toes, Lord Shiva, it is so painful for Ravana. And he was crying. He was crying in pain. And this is happening for several days, months, and years. Now all the demigods and all his friends and everybody came that you are in Mount Kailash and this is happening because of Lord Shiva. He's very powerful. You better pray to him. So he prayed in that condition. He prayed for hundreds and hundreds of years. Prayed to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is Asutosh. He gets angry very quickly and he's also very pleased very quickly. So because of his prayers, Lord Shiva is pleased and he appears in front of Ravana. And Ravana says, my dear Lord, please give me something. You are Asutosh. Whenever you come, you give something. So he said, what do you want? Give me some of your weapons. So Shiva gave his weapons to him. And taking those weapons, Ravana went away. And then this time, Narada came in front of Ravana. Narada came in front of Ravana. And 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 So Narada, he said that, why are you going and dealing with all these small people? They are not fit for your energy. They are not fit for your strength. Do something big. You go and attack Yamaraj. And by attacking Yamaraj, if you can conquer Yamaraj or kill Yamaraj, then he's the god of death. Then who will conquer you? Basically, you will not be killed by anyone. So when Narada said this fellow, Ravana, he thought that, yeah, this is a good idea. I never thought like that. And I immediately went to the board of Yamaraj. And there Yamadutas are standing as guards and they come and they object him, immediately rip them apart, kill them. Because they were killed, the news went, and then a big army, Yamaraj is sending more and more Yamadutas, and all the Yamadutas whoever is coming, he's ripping them apart, and then he's killing them very easily. And finally, Yamaraj himself, he appeared in front of Ravana. And then there is a battle between Ravana and Yamaraj. So when there is a battle, Yamaraj decided, this fellow, I have to kill him. And is about to kill him, and then Lord Brahma comes. And he says, my dear Yamaraj, I gave him a boon that he should not be killed by any demigod whatsoever. So then Yamaraj, out of respect for Lord Brahma, because Brahma gave that benediction, I don't want to cross those limits and then destroy him. So he decided not to kill him, and then he just disappeared along with his Yamadutas from that particular scene. So when Yamaraj disappeared, Ravana thought that, okay, I came here, I tried to have a fight, but he just ran away out of fear. So I have defeated Yamaraj. There is no point of death for me. So that is what he was thinking. And that's how he was going all around the world. And all the devatas, all the demigods, they came running to Lord Brahma. And they said that, oh dear Brahma, you know what is happening. This is the atrocities that is caused by Ravana. Please do something. You are the one who gave all these benedictions. So please do something. Then Brahma, he closed his eyes and he meditated on the Supreme Lord Vishnu. And then they were performing a yajna, and he called the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So Vishnu appeared there. And then Lord Brahma and all the demigods, they prayed to the Lord. And the Lord Vishnu, he said that, okay, I will appear as a human being. And then I will come as 4 parts. So I myself will come as Lord Rama. And then the Seshanaga will come as Lakshman on the bed where the Lord sleeps. That is Seshanaga. And then my weapons, they will also come as Shatrughna and Bharata. So like that, I'm going to appear. I also advise, the Lord Vishnu is saying that you also, all the demigods, you also get yourself born in the monkey dynasty. And then with all your powers, with all your forces, with all your learnings, with everything, you should be born in the monkey dynasty. So like that, he gave an instruction. And when this is happening, in the Ikshvaku dynasty, there were so many great kings. And then one of the king is Bhagiratha, who did a lot of tapasya to bring Mother Ganges. And in that same lineage, there is this king Dasharatha. So King Dasharatha was ruling Ayodhya at that particular time. And he has 350 maidservants. So although he has 350 maidservants, he has 3 principal queens. So Saumitra, Kaushalya, and Kaikeyi. So he has these 3, but he tried so many times for several years to have a child. He was ruling his kingdom so perfectly well, with such a piety, which according to dharma, that everybody, all the citizens, he was taking care of them as his own children. So everybody was happy. All the children, all the citizens, and everybody was happy. There are no thieves. There are also no rogues. There is no fear. Everybody is getting their happy share of rainfall. The crops were growing very good. Everything is good. There is no anxiety at all. The only thing that is bothering this king is, after me, what will happen to this dynasty? Who will take care of this dynasty? So he doesn't have children. So he was, after several attempts, he had a girl child named Shanti, but he could not have a son. So he's he has that kind of a desire which is unfulfilled, and is not happy just because of that reason. And all the citizens of Ayodhya had only one unhappiness left in them. The king doesn't have a son. So everybody is sharing that. Then one day he will go and he will ask all his ministers, group of ministers, I want to perform Ashwamedha Yajna. Maybe by performing Ashwamedha Yajna, I'll invoke Lord Vishnu's Krupa, and that way, maybe I'll get a son. So at the time, the chief minister, Sumantra, he told, I heard a story that there will be a person in this dynasty of Ikshvaku whose name is Dasharath, which is you, and the Lord himself will appear as your son. But you have to do a yajna for that. Ashwamedha yajna plus you have to do a homa and yajna. So for that, we need a great priest. And now they were looking for a great priest to perform that yajna. And why is Dasharath Maharaj so much worried about his dynasty and his son? Because if you see in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, 18th shloka, Guru na sasyat, swajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat, janani na sasyat, daivam na tatsya, na patischa sasya, namo chayet ya samupeta mrityum. A husband cannot be a husband. A mother cannot be a mother. A teacher cannot be a teacher. A king cannot be a king if they cannot deliver their words, like mother, her children, or father, his children, or a king, his wards, the whole citizens. If they cannot teach everybody to cross over this birth-death situation of the cycle of birth and death, then that person is not even called a king. So because of that, he was unhappy. Other than that unhappiness, is everything else was good with him. So now they are looking for a priest to do this yajna. And in the Treta Yuga, performing this elaborate sacrifices is one of the important thing. So he has a friend. He called his friend. His friend's name is Romapada Maharaj, and he is ruling the kingdom of Anga. So this Romapad Maharaj also did not have children. So he took Shanti, which is the daughter of Dasharath Maharaj, as an adopted child. But he did some offenses, and because of the offenses that Romapad Maharaj did, there was so much drought and famine in the entire kingdom. And this is of utmost significance for all of us to understand. If a king does everything good according to dharma, all the citizens and wards will be happy. But if the king is adharmic, if the king is engaged in cowkilling, if the king is engaged in gambling and any kind of sinful activities or offenses, that punishment has to be shared by everybody. So this is very important. When we are stepping into leadership roles, we have to understand any leader, it's a big responsibility. And His Holiness Raghunath Maharaj says that when we are taking any leadership positions, our consciousness should not be to kind of thinking that I am the leader, and then everybody, I'm going to command them or I'm going to give them orders. A leader's responsibility is he has to serve everybody whom he is leading as a servant leader. And he has to be a well-wisher and he has to take care of everybody. So that is a true leader. So because Rompad Maharaj had done some offenses, there was famine and drought, so much so that the whole kingdom is having a famine and nobody has anything to eat, including the animals in the forest. So they're approaching the kingdom, they're eating the people. So they thought that when Romapad Maharaj asked his council of ministers, they told that you have to bring a sage named Rishyashringa. When he comes to our kingdom, everything will be all right. Now, this Rishyashringa is a very advanced devotee and a Brahmana. So he's son of Vibandaka. So if we bring Rishyashringa into our kingdom, everything will flourish. So the father Vibandaka of Rishyashringa's father, before he is born, Vibandaka, he lived along with his brother. So his brother got married, and brother had a wife. But that wife, the brother's wife, did not like Vibandaka because he's always into like a rishi mode. So she didn't like him. And then after that, when Vibandaka is trying to go and meditate, a beautiful Apsara came and disturbed him, and he produced a child with that Apsara. And as soon as the child is born, very small child, the Apsara gave the child to him and Apsara left. So Vibandaka, he took the child and he went again to his brother's place. His brother and his wife is there. But the wife of the brother did not cooperate. And then she was always against both this Vibandaka and the child. So he formed a very negative opinion about women altogether. He said that I'm done with this woman. I don't want any woman. So he left, he took the son and he went into a very different place. And he completely raised this Rishyashringa, who was the son of Vibandaka with that Apsara, in a place where there are no women. So much so that in that whole kingdom, he didn't even allow female animals. And when Rishyashringa is growing up, he was growing up only with exalted sages and very sattvic. And he did not know the concept of women. He did not know even that women exist. So when Romapad Maharaj heard that we have to somehow bring this Rishyashringa into his kingdom, he sent a boat. Along with that boat, he selected very beautiful ladies, girls, and he found a time where the father Vibhandaka will not be there, and then he sent. So they went, and they went in a time where the father is not there, and this boat full of beautiful women landed into that particular ashram. And then Rishyashringa, he did not know that the concept of there is a woman. So he thought that these are different sages. So he invited them to his ashram. He washed their feet and he started serving. And they were talking to him, and he is getting a different type of feeling which he did not get with all other sages. But because they are all sages, he thought that all these women are also sages, different types of sages. Only sages exist in this whole creation. So he was serving them nicely, and he said, how can I serve you better? Then all these women, girls, they told that, okay, you come with us. We'll take you to our kingdom. You can serve well. So they took him in the boat, and that's how he goes to the Romapad Maharaj, king of Angadesh. So as soon as Rishyashringa went there, so it is fully flourished. The whole kingdom was flourishing. There were rains, there were crops, and food abundance. Everything was good now. Now that Rishyashringa is called for Dasharatha Maharaj sacrifice. And Rishyashringa grows, he does a beautiful sacrifice, Ashwamedha Yajna. So the Ashwamedha sacrifice, a horse is let loose in the entire universe, entire kingdom. Anybody can stop that. And the king has to come, either has to subdue them or convince them to be their subordinate or kill them. So that means by the finishing of Ashwamedha Yagna to be successful, the whole earth planet should be under his control, in his jurisdiction, whatever, under his rulership. So Dasharatha Maharaj did that. And then Rishashringa did perform the yagna. And there is a beautiful, Lord Vishnu sends a very beautiful personality into the yagna. And from that yagna comes out a very beautiful golden complexion personality with a pot of kheer, which is rice cooked in sugar. So then he says that this kheer you have to distribute among your 3 wives in 4 parts. You give to Kaushalya 1 part, Kaikeyi 1 part, and Sumitra 2 parts. So like that, as soon as they ate, immediately they could feel in their womb, and then their effulgence has increased. And Kaushalya, the first wife of Dasharatha Maharaj, she gave birth to Lord Ramachandra. Kaikeyi gave birth to Bharat Maharaj. And then Lakshman and Shatrughna is born from Sumitra. And as soon as there is born, everybody was so happy. They were growing up as beautiful children. And that's how Lord Ramachandra appeared. Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. So, like that, he brought happiness. And that Lord Ram, he finally, he grew up, and then is a Ramayana we all heard. But today, I wanted to focus on the appearance of Lord Ramachandra. So these beautiful children, they grew up very, very beautiful and extraordinary prowess. And as Maryada Purushottama or Ramachandra finally, in the human form, he went. And everywhere he go, he was gathering blessings of all the sages. And on the contrary, everywhere Ravana went, he's making everybody cry. And he's gathering all the curses. And finally, Rama killed Ravana. So that is the significance. And it is very auspicious that we were able to be alive and present in an age where in the Ayodhya temple, it's again reconstructed, and Lord Ram is again brought again into the Dham, and all the sages. It is so happy to see a minister, a prime minister in that assembly, a group of sages. There are hundreds of sages there. From ISKCON also, a team of devotees went, and I heard that 1 lakh Bhagavad Gitas are being distributed as part of book distribution. And then every day, 10,000 plates of prasadam is being served for 1 month from ISKCON side. So it is a very auspicious event. I thought that this time, it will be very good to discuss Ram Katha and the appearance of Lord Ramachandra. So I'll stop here. We have very little time, so I thank everybody for giving this opportunity to discuss this Ram Katha. I had a lot more like how Krishna expands himself and all, but I think we are running short of time. We can do that some other time. But if somebody has any reflection or any question, we can take now.
So on Kiru Prabhu in Facebook is saying, thank you for nice storytelling. So he's actually, reaffirming what I used to say before, that you're an excellent, narrator, Prabhu. When you start speaking, it's like, little kids, sometimes they are in front of the, grandfather or grandmother, and they he or she is telling story, and they're all listening like this, completely, engrossed. That's how you tell story, this of course is not a, this is actually historical incident happened. Very, very nice narration. So I just want to, my observation was this Ravana is like this, the demoniac character, right? They never give up. They always think that there has to be, they're very optimistic about surviving in this world. It's the exact opposite of what Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, right? Ashashvatam dukhalayam. They just want to make it saswatam and sukhalayam. Anything God says, they have to do just the opposite. Basically, that's their mentality, and never satisfied, right?
Yeah.
they were satisfied. So
Yes,
it
Prabhu.
was
Prabhu.
like the Ravana character basically I was thinking. So we should all be very careful of those kind of, particularly myself, I can say, of those characteristics in us also. Sometimes we always, when we get into a difficult situation, I always try to, there must be a way out instead of accepting that, yeah, this is probably given to me by the Lord just so that I can purify myself.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu, for your encouraging words. All glories, everything belongs to Gurujana. Nothing belongs to me, Prabhu. So, and in the Katha, coming to the Katha, whether it is Rama Katha, Krishna Katha, Narasimha Katha, it's all Krishna Katha. So, because it is Krishna Katha that we are discussing, Krishna himself is all attractive. So, when the Katha comes out, it is certainly attractive. And that keeps everybody um, attentive in listening. And that is the potency of Krishna Katha. Krishna is also present in the Krishna Katha. So that is one of the purification aspect for the speaker as well as the listener, where we are doing two angas of the bhakti, Shravanam and Kirtanam simultaneously. So that is one important aspect. And coming to Lord Ramachandra, in the entire Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana is 24,000 shlokas he wrote. So we have 18,000 shlokas in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Ramayana is even bigger than that. And there were shlokas which are explaining that whatever is Ramayana, when we are hearing, it is also equivalent to all the Vedas. So when we hear Ramakatha also, it is actually hearing, Vedas, the Saramsha of the Vedas. And naturally we will be attracted. Like Ram's Katha is so connected because we are all human beings. And, we come here and then, we get married, we have children, and then we go to school, we get educated, we pick up some fights here and there, we go through some troubles, and so it is very very connected, right? It's so and Lord also appears just to kind of attract us. Lord need not come, these demons can be killed by one of his amshas, but Lord comes and does this pastime just to attract all of us with the katha to take home back to Godhead. That is one of the key attributes of the Lord. And by just hearing Ramayan, we will also lose the attraction towards material energy, and then we will develop spontaneous attraction to spiritual side of the things.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. If there is no other comments or questions, we can end
Yeah,
here.
I'll just let me quickly check once more. Yeah, let's see, there are no other comments. Thank you. Thank you for this lecture.
Thank you, Prabhu. Vanchakalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Acyuta Kumar Prabhu ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for hosting.
Thank you.
Ashray Madhav Prabhu. Dhanavad Pranam.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. And thank you all the devotees who took time in their busy schedule to join on Wednesday. Thanks a lot for listening to Ram Katha. And we'll now close this session and we'll meet again online next Wednesday. Thank you.
Dhanavad Pranam.